Testosterone doesn't drop after 40 because your body gives up. It drops because of 10 things you're doing right now, this week, that you've never once questioned. Here's the first one. It's happening while you sleep, and you have no idea. Reason 1. You think you slept 8 hours. Your hormones disagree. You didn't wake up tired by accident. Most of your testosterone doesn't release evenly through the night. It fires in bursts during the deepest cycles of sleep, the slow wave stages most men never actually reach. 8 hours on the clock means nothing if your body never gets there. You wake up 4 times, you don't remember it, you call it a full night's sleep. Your hormones call it something else. The alcohol before bed, the phone at midnight, the snoring you've never had checked, every one of them fragments deep sleep and every one of them shuts the hormonal window before it opens. This isn't about hours anymore, it's about architecture, and yours has been broken for years. Stop measuring sleep in hours, start asking how many times you actually wake up and what's waking you. Reason 2. The fat on your waist is manufacturing estrogen right now. Here's the second thing working against you, and it's sitting on your body right now. That gut you've been meaning to deal with? It's not just fat, it's a factory. Visceral fat carries high concentrations of an enzyme called aromatase, and its job is simple. It converts your testosterone into estrogen. The more visceral fat you carry, the faster that conversion runs, which means the fat feeds on the very hormone that's supposed to help you burn it. Lower testosterone makes it easier to store more fat. More fat accelerates the conversion further. You're not stuck, you're caught in a loop, and the loop was never explained to you. The waistline isn't a vanity number anymore, it's a hormone reading. 2 reasons down, both were already true this morning before you finished your coffee. The next one is worse. It's the thing you've been calling healthy.
Reason 3. Your healthy cardio is telling your body to survive, not grow. You've been doing this one on purpose. That's what makes it worse. High-volume cardio without matching strength work sends your body a specific signal, not a growth signal, a survival one. Your hormonal system doesn't know you're chasing a number on a treadmill. It reads sustained aerobic stress the same way it reads a famine or a threat you're running from. So it responds the only way it knows. It conserves. Testosterone production gets deprioritized because building muscle is expensive and survival mode doesn't spend on expensive projects. This is why men who add more cardio to fix their diet end up with 3 things at once: low energy, low drive, and less muscle than when they started. That's not bad luck, that's the exact signature of hormonal suppression from chronic aerobic overload. If your cardio has no strength training sitting next to it, you're not burning fat, you're burning the signal that tells your body to hold on to muscle at all. Reason 4. Your diet you're proud of is shutting your hormones down. Your body can't tell the difference between a diet and a famine. It was never built to. Weeks of sustained calorie deficit trigger a specific response upstream. The hypothalamus reduces its release of GnRH, the very first link in the chain that ends in testosterone. This isn't malfunction, it's protection. In real scarcity, reproduction stops being a priority. Your body doesn't ask if the scarcity is voluntary. So, the man who stays in deficit year-round, chasing a leaner version of himself every single month, is sending his own body a shutdown signal and calling it discipline. Cut the deficit into cycles. Feed the system before it decides you're starving. The next one isn't a mistake, it's a habit you'll defend before I even finish explaining it. Want a strong and healthy body? Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, click the subscribe button.
Reason 5. That daily beer you don't even notice you're having. This one you won't want to hear, so I'm going to say it plainly. Even light, regular drinking raises aromatase activity, the same enzyme converting your testosterone into estrogen right now. It also overloads your liver, the organ responsible for clearing excess hormones out of your system in the first place. Here's what makes it dangerous. There's no hangover for this, no morning after signal connecting Friday's drinks to a testosterone panel 3 months later. It's cumulative, it's silent, and it's the most socially accepted item on this entire list, which is exactly why nobody questions it. You'll cut sugar before you cut this. Ask yourself why. Reason 6. The stress you think you're over is still draining you. It's not the divorce. It's not the layoff. It's not the fight you had 6 months ago. Acute stress isn't the killer here. You survive that. Your hormones survive that. What kills testosterone slowly is the low-grade version, the cortisol that never fully comes back down, day after day, week after week. Cortisol and testosterone compete for the same biochemical precursor, pregnenolone. Your body has to choose which one to build. In chronic stress, it chooses cortisol every time, because immediate survival always outranks long-term reproduction as far as your body is concerned. You don't feel stressed anymore. You've just adjusted to running slightly hot permanently. That's not calm. That's adaptation to a signal you never turned off. What's coming next isn't in your control, and that's exactly why it's more dangerous than the first 6.
Reason 7. The plastic you use every day is mimicking estrogen in your body. This one isn't about willpower. You can't out-discipline this. Compounds found in common plastics, food packaging, and personal care products, certain phthalates, BPA, mimic estrogen in the body when absorbed repeatedly, over years. There's no smell, no taste, no symptom that shows up the same week. The exposure builds quietly in the background of an ordinary life. You won't feel it happening. You'll just measure the result a decade later and have no idea where it came from. This is the item on the list that doesn't depend on your choices. It depends on your environment, and most men have never once looked at that. Reason 8. Your social life shrank and your body noticed before you did. Testosterone isn't just responding to your training, your sleep, your food. It's responding to something you'd never think to track: status, competition, connection. Behavioral endocrinology research shows men in leadership roles, active competition, or strong social bonds maintain more stable testosterone than men in progressive isolation, even controlling for age and body composition. Your body reads irrelevance as information. If there's no perceived need to compete, connect, or lead, it sees no reason to keep hormone levels high for a role you're no longer playing. You didn't just lose the group chat. You lost a signal your body was using to decide who you still needed to be. 7 and 8, neither one shows up on a blood panel as cause. There are 2 left, and neither of them is biological. Reason 9. The medication you take every day might be sabotaging you in silence. You did everything right here. That's what makes this one unfair. You had pain, so you got a prescription. You had anxiety, so you got a prescription for that too. Nobody in that room mentioned what else those medications do. Certain long-term anti-inflammatories, anxiety medications, and other common prescriptions for chronic pain, anxiety, or insomnia have a documented effect on the hormonal axis. Some suppress the signal from the brain that starts testosterone production. Others interfere further down the chain, where the hormone actually gets made. This relationship is almost never mentioned in the original appointment. You weren't lied to, you just weren't told the whole picture. So you keep taking something that manages one symptom while quietly feeding the root of another you don't even know you have yet. Reason 10. You decided this is just normal after 40, and that decision is the real problem. None of the 9 reasons before this one would matter as much if it weren't for this: bad sleep, visceral fat, cardio without strength, chronic deficit, daily drinking, background stress, plastic exposure, isolation, medication side effects. Every single one of them is fixable. None of them are permanent. None of them are age. But you stopped looking at any of them the moment someone, a friend, a doctor, an article, told you low energy and low drive after 40 is just what happens. That sentence did more damage than any hormone on this list. The real final cause was never biological. It was the quiet decision to stop investigating because somebody gave you permission to stop. What did you think of this video? Drop your honest opinion in the comments. I actually read everything. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, click the subscribe button.